So good morning. I'm just grabbing a punch. A bit later than normal, but better late than never. Here we are. So apologies if you were desperately waiting for me at 9 o'clock and I wasn't here. But hopefully you caught the message that we were running a bit late this morning, and I thought better to take a deep breath and come in with some semblance of what I was doing in organisation rather than having absolutely no idea. Right, for those of you that are mug watching, and I didn't know this was a thing, today's mug is my favourite mug actually. I love this mug. It was one my husband bought me as a sort of add-on little bonus morning Wendy birthday Christmas present a few years ago, and he broke the first one, and I was genuinely sad. I didn't rant and rave, I wasn't cross or anything like that. I was genuinely sad that this mug had broken. So a couple of days later a replacement appeared in the post. So it is one of my favourite mugs. It's one of those mugs that, you know, if you're feeling a bit, I need my mug, this is the go-to mug. Yeah, somebody commented yesterday about what mug have you got? What mug are you using? Which one? So there we go, mug watching, new thing. What mug have we got today? Okay, let's, good, Hannah. So good morning, Hannah. I'm glad you followed my instructions and had another drink. Morning, Caroline. Morning, Wendy. Morning, Emma. Anybody else? Can see Lisa's face at the top. Morning. So this morning I was having a little ponder what we were going to play with today, and I thought we'd come to this field of flowers. I don't think we've really done very much with it since the launch day, so I thought we'd have a play with this morning. Morning, Jane. So this does come as a little bundle. You've got this really pretty stamp set just here, and you've got like the field of grasses and things with the little flowers and the dragonfly. This quite nice big always ... and these little greetings that go with you. You know, always thinking of you, or thinking of you always. Always believe. You are always my friend. You are always in my heart. So lots of combinations of things that you can do with those little greetings and that big always. Obviously you can use these on their own, and we did yesterday use one of these. Really nice dragonfly, really nice sort of two-step flower here. You've got the stems, and then you've got these little flowers that sit nicely on the top. So a nice little combination of stamps, and then this is the punch that goes with it. So it is this confetti border, confetti flowers border punch. So obviously you can use this on its own to make a border that's got flower shaped holes in it. You can use it just to punch out lots and lots of flowers, but it also does coordinate with this stamp just here. Now while we're talking about stamp punches, I want to give a big up to Stampin' Up's demonstrator support. They are fabulous. And as you know, my punch wouldn't work yesterday, my jar punch. And I tried various things after I'd come off air, and I'd used my punch lots and lots because I'd used it to create all my little colour swatches that went out with my catalogues. So lots of people that have received my catalogues will have received lots and lots of little jars. So I've used it a lot, and it's been absolutely fine. And then yesterday it jammed. So I messaged the lovely people at Demonstrator Support, and I always tell them they're lovely, and said, help, my punch jammed on live on a Facebook Live. You know, I've managed to unjam it, but it won't now punch. So obviously it's gone out of an alignment somewhere. I don't know what's happened with it. So you will be pleased to know that I messaged them, emailed them, after I'd finished my live yesterday, and my new punch is on its way to me. It's waiting, it's in picking. The order has been put up, absolutely no hesitation. Oh, how awful. You don't want that happening. New punch on its way. So they are brilliant. Things will happen, things will go wrong, there will be glitches, there will be the odd thing that doesn't function quite as it ought to. Those things happen. What is important is what the company does about it. And with Stampin' Up and with demo support, every time, they have never, ever failed me. They are fabulous. So big shout out to Stampin' Up and a big shout out to demonstrator support. That is customer support. Second to none. And that's not just for demonstrators, that's for every customer. So love them. Big hearts, big love going out to demonstrator support. So I thought I'd tell you that because it was live on air that my punch jammed. So I thought I would tell you what I did about it and what Stampin' Up have done about it. So that's all good. So we've got a punch today and I've got a new jar punch on its way to me. So they are good, good, good people. Okay, so let's go back to this punch and this stamp set. So I have got a couple of different ideas of things we can do with this stamp set and this punch. And one is very sort of bright and colourful, and the other one is perhaps a little bit more dramatic. Let's get this one out first. I don't know how this is going to end up. We will see. I have grabbed one of the gold foil. We didn't use these the other day when we were playing with the Forever Greenery suite the other day. We didn't use any of the gold foil elements. So I thought, oh, let's grab one of those. Let's grab some black card. Let's go quite dramatic. So these are the wrong page, flicked too many. These are the Forever Gold Laser Cut Speciality Paper. Page 152. That we had a quick flick looked at the other day. So here we are, these ones down here. So you've got the different sort of foil wreaths and bits of greenery and things and labels that you can pull out. And then you've got these background pieces here. And it's one of these that we're going to use. So I've grabbed one of those. And some black card. I've got a black card base there. And I've got a strip of that card just here. So that's going to go in the background there. In fact, let's measure that up to see how big we need that background to be. Surprisingly sniffly this morning, considering that it is absolutely pelting it down with the rain. I apologise if that you can hear in the background. Hopefully it's sort of a more of a faint soothing pattern than a total cascade. So let's go with 8. I think we'll go 8, 8 by 12.5. So let's cut a piece of black card that is 8, 8 by 12.5. There, and that will give us our perfect mat for that gold, and that is going to sit up on our black card base. We should put that up on some dimensionals so it sits proud of that. Now I've got this strip of card just here. I'm going to use the middle bit. It's a little bit dog-eared either end, but we just want a strip, so that will be perfect for that strip in the middle. I'm going to take the long grasses sort of stamp, and we'll have a wrong one, long grasses sort of block. Is that going to fit on there? Yes, just about, I think. And we're going to take some Versamark ink. So hi Glenda, if I haven't said hi. Slurp of tea. While it's hot to keep me going. As well as trying to do lots of forward planning, I'm trying to get to the point where I've got all my plans going forward ready to go up into some sort of blog post newsletters and go out this week. So whenever I'm doing that sort of thing, my mind is always whirring, so I don't switch off very well at night. And added into that, as you know, my dog Taz is not in the best of health, and we're finding that we're having to get up to him most nights in the night. So that's a bit like having a new baby in the house. So yeah, all in all, sleep is not a good thing at the moment. So with one thing and another, I was all behind and running late this morning. As I say, I felt it better to say, right, I'm going to come on half an hour late and be something like organised rather than being totally unorganised. That is brilliant. Those are those grasses. Let's give those a waft. Gold embossing powder always looks so dull until you heat it up and it pops. Did wonder whether to go black and white. I do like black and white, and I thought, no, let's pull out one of those gold black gowns and let us go black and gold. Lisa, you must have the other end of the thing, with new kittens in the house, tiny kittens in the house. You must feel like you've got babies in the house. Well, you have got babies in the house. It's a bit like having human babies in the house again. You've got one ear open for them all the time. Right, I'm going to trim that off there. And trim that off there. Oh, that was clever. Couldn't do that again if I tried. I'm going to trim it a little bit on the bottom. And we'll take a slither off the top. I think I'm getting to the point where I need to change my blade in my trimmer. The black card always seems to be more fluffy than any of the others, and I'm not really quite sure why, whether it's something to do with the colour makeup. Yeah. He was diagnosed with cancer last November. So he's done incredibly well, but he is very definitely starting to deteriorate now. Right, so we'll have that going on there. I'm thinking that we'll do, there's my other piece of my piece of black card that I trimmed. I've put it somewhere safe. Just put the lid on that for a second. Sit that up there. Let's bring in another bit of black card, and I'm going to use this little flower stamp. There it is underneath there. I'm going to use the flower stamp that lines up with the punch, like this. And I saw somebody do this the other day and it was just like, that is genius. To make sure that your stamped images line up nicely with your punch. You lay your stamps across the punch and then pick up your stamp set, stick up your stamp with your block. It's a bit of a wipe because we're going to gold emboss these as well. And the other thing, while I'm here, I'm going to take the Always. Let me just sprinkle some embossing powder on here to see where the flowers are. Oh, talking about the puppy, here he comes. You can just hear his patter of feet. Do you want to go out? You're not going to want to go out because it's raining. You're going to look at the door with absolute disgust, going, really? Can you not do something about that? Okay, so we've got our little gold flowers on there. And then I'm going to stamp Always across there. And we're going to add so let's heat those up. Gold embossing powder, just the best of all of them. It's the one that silver probably nearly as well, but the gold one just pops, doesn't it? Just going to shut the back door again, it's a bit drafty. Right, so let's just trim off that Always on there and we'll come back to that in a minute. Oh no, it's not quite that bad that he demands I take him out with an umbrella, Glenda, but don't give him ideas. He does just look disgusted and look at you as if to say, really? Really? You want me to go out in there? So I have to say it was a quick nip out and a quick nip in. He wasn't out there long. But I'm going to do what I need to do and then I'm back. Right. There we go. Lined up beautifully. I don't know where they went. Oh dear. Did we retrieve any of those? Oh, there's one. 2. Note to self. Put your hand over them as they fly out. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many should we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should have 6. Well, we've got 4. Now, I might spot some more as we go along. It's the really tiny ones that seem to have completely flown off. So yes, learning curve. Make sure you turn that over or put your hand over the top. Have some way of ensuring they don't completely fly off, never to be seen again, or at least not until, you know, suddenly spotting one 3 days later. We'll use what we've got, and when I find the others, I'll add them in. Right, so with that always, we've got a few little gold flowers just there, not as many as we intended. Morning, Jackie. Now with this, I'm going to cut round it to leave a bit of a shadow effect. Round we come. Now, do I want to come up there a little bit? Yes, I do. So there we are, there's our always, our remaining flowers. Oh, I've just spotted another one. Is that another one? Yes, we're up to 5. That was good. That one had put itself in my little plastic pot. It knew that's where it needed to be safe. Let's put the others in there for now. And the other thing I want to grab is some more of that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous gold thread that I am going to get through so much of, I think. We'll have some of that. Put those on there. And we also want something else to go with our always. Always. I think I'll have a "You Are" under "My Friend." We just need a little bit of black card. Let's just give that a swoosh. And then we can pick up "You Are" and "My Friend." Leave a bit of a gap between them, but there's no reason why we shouldn't stamp them at the same time. If only it would get off of my finger. Get off of my finger. Stay. Thank you. Doesn't matter that they're a bit wonky. I'm going to cut round them anyway. Morning, Molly. So, "You Are My Friend." Let's give that a blast. There it goes. We're just literally going to snip round those. You are always my friend. Right, let's put all those little black bits, scrappy bits to one side. I think they are so scrappy bits that we'll put those in our recycling bin. Let's bring back in our black and gold. You are always my friend. And we'll just have a few of these little flowers that we're going to pop up. And we'll probably put those on dimensionals a bit like that, with a little bit of gold thread as well. So let us just do that for now and grab some glue. And just add in I knew that was going to block because it wasn't coming out to start with. We will sort that out in a minute. So I'm just going to come round the outside of this with a little trickle of glue till we get to that blob on that end. Let us just, where's those little bits of card that I've just thrown in the bin? We'll use those to scoop off any of that excess. And we'll line that up on there. So it's a fairly lightweight frame, so that glue around the edge will be more than enough to keep that in place without worrying too much about fighting to get any more in the middle. Hi Div. And to wrap that round there a couple of times and tie a bow on the end. It's easier said than done when you've been scooping up glue with your fingers and they're now sticky. As we can see, the thread is sticking to my fingers. Stop sticking to my fingers. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Let's see if I can just wipe some of the glue off my fingers. I can come back to tweaking that bow in a minute because that's much too big, but for now I just needed it in place so that I could put these. He just is deteriorating really, Div. We're up to him a few times, at least once a night, and he's needing to go out, and he just can't manage going out for walks anymore, and so he just is a worry, bless him. But we love him, so we're not going to begrudge worrying over him. he is about 14, so he's a lab collie cross, so he's a biggish dog. So he, even if he wasn't poorly, he would be considered a very old man anyway. So he just needs lots of TLC, and we're trying to give him that. Right, oh, it might be quite fun to have that sort of just poking over there, or we could have it on an angle. Let's put the my friend in, and let's put yeah, it is a good age. We'll put the you are there. And then there, quite like it. Sort of sits quite nicely in the way that the leaves sit. You don't want that one just there, Helen. You want it up there. The top bit you want raising up, not the bottom bit. That's it. About there, and then we've just got these little flowers. Ooh, just undone my bow. That's not helpful, is it? We'll do that again in a minute. And we will. I think I'm perhaps going to use some glue dots, which will give them a little bit of a. They'll stand out a tiny bit, but not quite as far as the dimensionals. We'll have one here, and one here, and one more. So in the end, we'd only lost one of these little flowers, so that wasn't bad going. I will consider myself lucky to find that one, I think. I'm going to scrunch up this little glue dot a little bit to pick this up. We'll have a little one down there, and perhaps we'll have one down there. So let's come back to tying a bow. Hopefully my fingers have lost a little bit of sticky. And then we'll take some of the big dimensionals and pop those on the back of there. So we've got a very dramatic black and gold card. And making the most of one of those forever gold laser cut panels. Let's pop that on there so that that's just raised up in the background. Now obviously I will need to put an insert in that card, that goes without saying. Either that or you'd need to use a gold pen. That would be dramatic, wouldn't it, if you've got one? You could do that, say, to keep it black and use a gold pen inside. Oh, come back. Stuck to my finger. We were doing so well. So well. I was just thinking that was a little bit long, so let's trim that off a little bit. There we go. So there's our black and gold card. It's a bit of a wow, isn't it? It's very different. So now from black and gold, let's go to something a little more bright and bold. So I thought this one we'd do a DL card. I do those ever so often. You just pop the lid on my gold embossing powder and pop it to one side. So for a DL card, let me cut this. We want the full width of our A4 card, and we want it cutting to 20 centimetres and then scoring at 10, like that. And then I'm going to want some ordinary Whisper White card as opposed to the thick Whisper White card, and I'll make it 7 centimetres wide. I have a strip that goes down there, down the centre. Monochromatic cards, however you do them, Caroline, tend to be really nice, tend to be really quite sort of, I don't know, sort of elegant, and whatever colour you use. So yeah, just the black and the gold, keeping the colours really simple. Having said that, we're now going to go on to adding mad colour in, but I love adding mad colour in as well. I was reading something the other day about, you know, finding your style and being comfortable with it. I think I don't know that I've got a style. I think I'm too eclectic. I like a bit of this and a bit of that. Let's try this. Let's have this one clean and simple. Let's grunge this one up within an inch of its life. Now, oh, perfect. So that's going on there. And I want to stamp some flowers and cut them out with this rectangular stitched rectangle, and that is a perfect size piece of card to do that with. Let's find our stamp set. Let's grab my Let's give these a bit of a rub, 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 rub. Look at the state of my chamois, but that's okay. It is a tool, not a jewel. Could do with a really good wash. I just rinse it out. As long as it's doing the job, as long as the colour isn't coming off of that back onto your stamps as you're trying to take the colour off, you're okay. Right, let's pop these back in here for now, so we know where to find them if we want them. And we're going to we're going to take this stalk and where have they gone? The flowers. It's almost, I don't know, sort of flowers those would be. Perhaps you could do them blue. They could be sort of cornflowers, couldn't they? It's they can obviously be whatever colour you like. So I am going to take some Granny Apple Green. We're going to go bright. And I'm going to stamp it. Quite near to the bottom. And I'm going to do 3 of them. Giving myself a bit of a gap so that I can cut out my rectangles. And then we're going to take our little pom-pom flowers. Perfect. And I think we're going to go, let's go Magenta Madness. Let's. So we couldn't go further from the sort of black and gold. Now then, here is a top tip for these flowers. Make sure you've got them the right way up. I mean, they will go on like that, but they look very odd. You want them this way. Ask me how I know. So, because they're photopolymer stamps, you can see through them and see that that wants to go about there. And there. And there. That's a real pop of colour, isn't it? So I'm now going to take this stitch rectangle and I'm going to cut these out. 3 little rectangles. One. The other thing I need to give a really good wash for is my Big Shot plates. Because I've cut so much black card with them. I think perhaps I need to run a bowl of really hot, nice soapy water and go and throw a few things in it when we're finished. Michael come home sometimes and find the most odd things draining on the draining board. So 3 beautiful bright magenta cards, magenta flowers. Now on this background piece here, I want to come in with some of the other little flower things in here. So we'll take, first of all, we'll go in with this little flower that we can use with our punch, but we don't have to use it with our punch. We can use it punch free. And I think we'll take some Daffodil Delight. So a nice bright yellow. And I'm just going to put some yellow flowers. We have to put them somewhere, Lisa. It's right if it's a sunny day and they can stand in the garden. Otherwise, you need them opened up somewhere, draining off. They don't understand, do they? Right, so we've got a nice background of, it's almost like a buttercup meadow, isn't it? Let's clean that off. And then we've also got this small little flower here. And let's find a little block. Let's pop this on. Ooh. And I think we'll come in with some gorgeous grape. So keeping up those sort of really bright, almost jewel type colours. Hi Carol. And we'll add in some gorgeous grape flowers here and there. Yes, we got it. Oh, done it again. Got a lot of ink on that. Let's lose a bit. My ink pad's not sitting straight, and it's right. We've got our panels going across the middle of there, so I think if I could get another one in there somewhere, it just would. Oh, the hair on there. There. I might grab a possibly Daffodil Delight. Perfect piece of cardstock. And we'll make that so we want it same width, so 21 centimetres is the full width of A4 card, and that was 7, wasn't it? Yep, so let's make this 7.5. So we've just got a sneaky bit of yellow coming out either side. Got our panels that are going to come on the top along here. Now I'm thinking they could do with popping too. So let's have a look. Oh, no, I know I haven't got any gorgeous grape oddments. As I used the last of those up the other day. So I think we'll take the next size up rectangle. And let's cut 3 gorgeous grape rectangles as frames. I'm glad you're getting ideas, Carol. That's lovely. And thank you for my lovely card yesterday. I meant to message you and the day got away with me. But it was beautiful. It's lovely getting happy post. Here comes number 2. Amazing, isn't it? What a bit of colour. What difference a bit of colour can make. That really makes those pop out. It's nice to be able to look at a stamp set, and well, a bundle in this case, and know that there's so much variety that you can get, so many different looks you can get just from the one stamp set. We'll have those going along there. Oh. Add in, I'm sure that it is in my current ribbon box, so I am fairly sure that Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon carried over. I will just double check. If not, we will swap it out for one that did. Yes, it did. It's a really pretty ribbon. So that will come together like that, and we just need some sort of a sentiment on there. I'm wondering whether to swap out for something else. Let's have a look. Ooh. I've got the let's have happy birthday wishes. I'm molting like mad. My hair's got so long. Finding it's falling out all over the place. It's like, oh, for goodness sake. Thought the dog was bad. Bless him. Right. We'll go back to Gorgeous Grape, I think. We'll find ourselves an oddment of Whisper White card. Which will do the trick just like that. My Gorgeous Grape is a very juicy ink pad. Now these are going to be wonky, but that's okay because I'm going to cut round them. So this is the Well Said stamp set that these have come out of. And it does what it says on the tin, really. It just gives you all those little word sentiments. But then there's a second set that does give you greetings you can use inside your card, which is good. Right, just need to build it. Actually, one other thing I'm going to do, one of the samples in the catalogue caught my eye. This one just here with all these flowers on. I thought that was really pretty. And if you look here, you can see that these are a bit sort of almost fuzzy. And can you see they've used a water brush here just to drag that colour out? And I quite liked that idea. But I did think, rather than using a water brush, I would just use my Wink of Stella. And that will have the same sort of water brush effect, but the added bonus of it will be a touch of sparkle. Now obviously if I'd have done this straight away, that ink would have been wetter. But that's okay. We will have sparkly pom-pommy flowers, and it just gives them that little watercolory edge to them. And then there's this card sitting on somebody's mantelpiece. It will just catch the light. You can use your Wink of Stella to do any sort of watercolouring to add a bit of sparkle. Just make sure that you brush any excess colour off of your paint. Right. Let us look at what we've got. Let's move that out of the way to start with so we don't rest anything on it, and let's move that out of the way. Just get some of that ink off of my hand so that I don't put it everywhere. Right, let's build. I'm still learning with my stamping seal. One. Two. Three. So that's those. Let's put this on the Daffodil Delight mat. I don't want to do that end. Mind you, it's not flat on the surface, is it? So that's probably why. It's very sticky, which is just what you need it to be. Oh, no, I want that to come right to the end. We just had a top and bottom border, we didn't have a side border. Like that. And we'll cut ourselves a bit of ribbon to come round the back. I'll attach that top and bottom with a bit of tearing tape. And that's reminded me I need to do something. So let us, I think we'll have this down flat. Like that. We'll have this one, these ones on some dimensionals. Where have they gone? Just here. I've got little gold threads everywhere. And then I think we need to right, so we'll put one in the middle first. Line that up. Morning, Beryl. You could get your ruler out and measure it, but I'm going to do it by eye. Oh, that would have been interesting. Upside down. It's wonky on the top there. Might have to see if I can. Ooh, that's got a good stick on it. Definitely stickier than snail used to be. Managed to ease that over a little bit. Then I'm happy on that end. Wishes on this end. Get rid of the hair. And birthday will sit across the middle. Just a few little there. So that is incredibly different from card number 1. So let's bring them both in. So one stamp set, the Field of Flowers stamp set with its pretty little floral images. So one very bright, bold, flowery card, one dramatic black and gold. So that just goes to show that one stamp set, morning Mags, take one stamp set and you can create some very different looking cards with it. Don't ever feel that you can't take it off on a whole realm of imagination, because you can. Right, well, thank you for our sort of slightly later today Facebook Live. Where are we? It's Thursday, isn't it? So I will post an All Request Friday poll in a little bit, and you can help me decide what we're going to play with tomorrow. So look out for that. Have a good rest of the day wherever you are, and don't get too wet if you're anything like us and it's just teeming it down. But I will see you again very soon.